Everybody, I hope you're doing well. Listen, I want to play this video. And this is why it just amazes me when I hear and see women trying to make excuses for these men. These men know exactly what they're doing. It blows my mind when women are abandoned with children. They'll come up with, well, he needs to find himself. Well, we all go through some things. I'm just going to give him time. And it's like, well, when you have children by a man and you're handling things, who's giving you time? When that eviction shows up at the door, when they say it's time to go, they mean exactly that. They're not playing. There's no time machine. They're going to say, well, she's a mom. We can't do this. So listen to what this lady, what happened to her, and listen to what the father of her children, what he said to her. These men know exactly what they are doing.
Let me give y'all the backstory on the situation I'm in. While y'all watch me do my hair, I'm just flatlining it anyway. So for starters, I'm 25 now. I have a 6-year-old little boy. I have a 3-year-old little boy who turns 4 in October, and I have a 2-year-old daughter.
Wow.
They all have the same dad. Yeah, I know one day that I was gonna wake up and be homeless with 3 kids and a single mom. You don't get that life story like that. You don't get it. You don't get that book that tells you that this is how your story is gonna happen. But look, I'm here. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm not in jail. I'm not on drugs. My kids is not in the foster system. My kids is not going hungry. I'm figuring it out every day that I wake up. My eviction started of April of 2024. That's when I got evicted. The apartment that I got evicted from, me and my children's father had got the apartment together. Because I did not want to be with him anymore, he chose to leave me the kids. And the reason I say me and the kids, because yeah, me and you left each other alone, but at the end of the day, you left the kids alone too, which is not what a father does. The reason me and him left each other alone are various reasons. I'm not even gonna put the blame on him completely, but after you start destroying where me and the kids are living at, you gotta go. It was domestic violence situation over and over and over. Me and this man have been together almost 7 years, and it was not getting any better. We both was probably toxic for each other. And I'm 25. I'm woman enough to admit that. Like, I'm woman enough to admit that we both were toxic at the time. April of 2024 is when me and the kids got evicted. After we got evicted, it was just hard from after that. Before I get to that part though, he basically left in September, and when he moved back home to his mom in September, he moved back home with his mom, and he basically, out his mouth said, "You're gonna suffer with the kids."
Whoa.
Because I did not want to be with him anymore. We left each other alone. He just wouldn't help me. Trying to figure out how to get to work, get kids to daycare without a car. And after I had my daughter, I had a car accident. That's why I couldn't work after I had her. Once I finally got a job, and by this time it was March, my apartment complex was going to help me and work with me, but they had new management by the time I went in there trying to pay. They already had filed the eviction. AC Vision, I literally have 24 hours to pack up and leave. I got a U-Haul, and I literally did that by myself. I packed up a 2-bedroom apartment by myself with 3 kids.
Wow. Wow. Did you not hear her say? So she's got 3 kids by the same man. And how was it going when you had the first child? And the second? How we come up with a third is beyond me. He told her when he left, you're going to do well by yourself. You're going to suffer. They want to see you hurt. I don't understand why some women don't get it. Because some man is laying beside you in the bed and whispers some sweet nothings, and that's all they are, nothings, dust bucket nothings in your ear, and women go for, well, he's here. Oh my God. For what? A place to live. You could be something fun to do, entertainment. We have to see things the way they are. See this right here when he said that to her? He doesn't care anything about her or these children. You're going to suffer. So he goes home to his mama's house. And she moved that whole apartment by herself with those children.
Was not getting any better. We both was probably toxic for each other. And I'm 25. I'm woman enough to admit that. Like I'm woman.
But I'm sure it was probably toxic way before. I'm just trying to understand, why do we keep putting these kids in the mix? That's what I don't understand. Women are just making life harder for yourselves, but hey, do you?
Enough to admit that we both were toxic at the time. April of 2024 is when me and the kids got evicted. After we got evicted, um, it was just hard from after that. Before I get to that part though, he basically left in September, and when he moved back home to his mom in September, back in September, he moved back home with his mom, and he basically, his mom said, "You're gonna suffer with the kids."
That's why it blows my mind when I hear these women with these baby daddies. These women it blows my mind. They will give a man grace that they would never give another woman. Another woman can maybe not miss an engagement or maybe something that they deem important and let them down. She'll be holding that forever. But these men can abandon them. Well, he needs time. Not saying that she's saying that, no. But this is what I've seen and I heard, and it blows my mind. He couldn't send her any money for the children. So when I see these women that keep on going through this with these men, at some point, not to sound cold, I don't get as sensitive as I used to, like, oh my gosh. Because see, at some point, we keep the women. This is being allowed. It's being
Moved back
allowed.
home to his mom in September. Back in September, he moved back home with his mom, and he basically, his mom said, "You're gonna suffer with the kids."
So you put your life on the line, and especially as a black woman, you put your life on the line, honey. You might go to a hospital, might go in with two, and one may not come out, and that one might be you in these hospitals. But you putting your life on the line for these men, it blows my mind. Only to live in poverty. As I said before, they come with this, oh, black women don't need no man. Well, most of them don't need a man because you had a man. Look where it got you. I'm not saying other races are fine. Bacon, all of them suffer too. But that's a common saying, oh, don't need a man. If she hadn't had a man, maybe wouldn't have 3 kids. It's even easy to maneuver more with one. That's going to bring on a whole new expense. It is. It's going to bring on a way, oh my gosh, 3 kids? And then you wonder, if you notice, she said she did it by herself. Did anyone step in to help her? Where was the family? Did anybody else? She said she moved those 3 kids, that 2-bedroom apartment. She did this all by herself. What was the village? The village is tired. Because with most women, you can, just speaking in general, because I don't know this young lady, I wish her the best. The village is tired because when things like this happen and you try to tell these women about these men, they don't want to listen. They think their man, even though you got the same MO, they think their man is totally, no, that's not him. They think their man is totally different. Even if a man can provide you some security, ladies, always hold on to your own. Even if he can provide security, you get an allowance, you better be saving it. It might come up for a rainy day. Keep something for yourself. And that is why, with these situations, a lot of women that need help, they're not going to get it. Did anyone else show up to help her move? Where were they? He said you're going to suffer. So let's not pretend. It blows my mind how some of these women can be so delusional. These men, when they walk away from the children and you're doing without, they know exactly what they are doing. Look, he knew how to run a safety back to his mama's house. He knew how to do that. He knew to run back to safety to his mama's house. Sorry about that. You're going to suffer. So that lets me know he probably was working, still had his check. And she said he was destroying the home. Gee, what does that tell you? He was what? Destroying the home. And that could be a reason why he was also, I thought about that. That could be a reason why you are facing eviction. He might be in that apartment punching holes in the wall. She said it was domestic violence. So to me, that domestic violence, besides the financial domestic violence that many don't see, is when he abandoned you. But when she said there was DV, it lets me know there was probably a lot of yelling, maybe some furniture moving around, and people getting really, really loud. Calls to the leasing office. He had to go. So he's tearing up the house, destroying the home that you share with the children. He's not a man of peace, but you got 3 kids by him. How long did it take you to know this man? And I know people can change over time, but that's why it is so important not to carry the seed of poverty. I don't care what nationality it is. That's why it's so important to do what's best for you. You got to be selfish. What he wants, yeah. This lady, she did a post. I'm gonna try to do a video on it. She was like, "Oh, we had one child together, and then my husband wanted another child. Yeah, and guess what? She had triplets." They were shooting for one more child. Like, oh, the lady ended up having triplets. Oh yeah, fast forward in the marriage. I guess it went really, really bad with the husband, and they broke up and went their separate ways. Guess who's not picking up the triplets? Guess who's not picking up the kids? See, women give to everybody else. You better wake up and start giving to yourself. Give yourself the ability to make decisions that are good for you, not adverse to you. Give yourself the ability to freaking breathe. Times are hard and stressful enough. You know, this lady's husband, they had wanted one more child, end up having triplets. Now they're divorced, they're separate ways, they live separately. So if he's not picking up those kids, the first child and the triplet, seems like she never does catch a break. These men know exactly what they are doing. When they withhold resources from you, they know exactly what they're doing. When they don't provide for you, but keep on giving, or he gonna come around, they know exactly what they're doing. That's why right now a lot of women are sitting up here couch surfing, literally with families. That's why a lot of women now are in shelters, living in cars, living in vans. Because even some people, they know. I think it gets to a point when people see things happening and they try to relate that, hey, you know what, this is not healthy. And of course, people are going to do what they want to do. So when these circumstances arise and things go bad, you're not going to have a whole lot of sympathy. Well, let us come and help you. Let's get together as a team and we're going to, I did my video this morning on Patreon. Woo! The last time I help a bitch, help a chick, done. And see, people now, as you get older, you seem to realize, sometimes someone said to me about, you're always helping people. And I didn't get it because that person that told me that was wealthy and kind of, I thought, selfish. And that's when I finally got the message. It's like, if you get something, you do this. And that person was so right. You are creating problems for yourself by getting involved. Huh? You're creating problems for yourself by getting involved. And that's what I think a lot of people, when you see things like this here, that's why these women are not getting help. So yes, so much for the baby daddy. He's so understanding. He's that guy. Oh, just give him some time.
He moved back home to his mom in September. Back in September, he moved back home with his mom, and he basically, his mom said, "You're gonna suffer with the kids because I do not want to be with him anymore." We left each other alone.
You're gonna suffer. So he didn't say just she's gonna suffer the relationships. You're gonna suffer with the kids. What does that tell you? You're gonna suffer with the kids. But hey, keep giving the baby daddy grace. These men know exactly what they do when they abandon you. Oh, yeah, it's not a joke. They know exactly what they are doing when they abandon you. It's not some misunderstanding. But hey, keep on giving them grace, the same grace they won't give you. And when a man wants you to suffer, even though you've had children by him, I hate to break it down to you, darling. My opinion, I don't have to know him, don't want to know him. When a man wants you to suffer and he does those things that cause you to suffer, newsflash, he hates you. But I got kids, but we've been intimate. He hates you. That's why they do what they do. Leave you struggling and they abandon you. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.